Horizon Gents, welcome to UX and this is Ever Given, Ever Taken Away. Cultural Internet Historian, part 2, I guess. I did part 1 a day or two ago, but then I get like few migraines and shit. So like couldn't put light and camera on it. So yeah, it got delayed 2 days. So let's finish this one. We watched the first half of it. It's been very good so far. This story about Evergreen, the ship that got stuck at Suez Canal. Yeah, so the whole story is insane, like how it's a fuckery from like the port people and port captains. How it was just like problematic like that, right? It's because people behind the Evergreen ship, they were somewhat somehow fine. They were following, but this ship was kind of struggling and they got stuck. One digger is trying to dig them out. Yeah, let's see what happens. It's going to be awesome.
It's now day 3. There's more digging, more tugging, but the ship is still exactly where they left it. And the slow pace of progress is starting to cause problems for international trade. Each delayed ship represents thousands of tons of undelivered stock for store shelves. And that queue is getting longer and longer.
Look at that.
On board, an estimated $9.6 billion worth of goods is sitting idle. The milk! It will spoil! And the big question is, how long until this thing is fixed? To answer this burning question, the Suez Canal Authority holds another press conference and declares, guys, another day, maybe two, might even be this afternoon. But the media and industry experts disagree.
The truth of the matter is that they're not making much ground. I mean, this is proving to be more difficult than originally expected.
Could be closed for weeks.
It could take weeks.
Could be stuck for weeks.
Weeks. That's how long it could take to free the container ship currently blocking the Suez Canal.
So that means all of these ship operators here
You know how fucked up that thing is? Like, people who are expecting these goods, who literally say, oh, I can't wait weeks, so I'm going to acquire something else from somewhere else. So there's a real chance some of these goods could get wasted and like people might not get the money. The people who provided this. So everybody's panicking. Stocks might go up and down because it's like multi-billion-dollar ships and companies that are getting hold up. So just by this statement alone, it might take weeks. Like it's the stocks can go up and down.
waiting in the queue have a very difficult choice to make. So basically, I've just got two options. One, I can wait around hoping the ship gets unstuck, which nobody knows how long that's going to be. Or option 2, we go all the way around Africa. And I really don't want to do that, and it's not just a geographic thing. Freighters don't want to go around Africa because it will cost them far more in terms of fuel. It adds 10 extra days to the route. And most importantly, pirates.
Pirates,
Somalia.
assassins, and gay pirate assassins.
Now, there be two main pirate hangouts. The Somali pirates, everyone knows about them. But the more prolific group is actually in the Gulf of Guinea. Named so because it holds the Guinness World Record for most pirates. In fact, in 2020, 96% of all maritime kidnappings happened in the Gulf of Guinea. That doesn't sound very good to me, Mr. Kaisha.
Oh, and I just want you to know that you've made an enemy. Oh, and when Is your boat running? 'Cause you better fucking move it. You can't park there. All right, hear me out. I'm thinking a bunch of helicopters, right? And we...
There are a lot of people now who are angry with the owners of the Ever Given. There's only one thing I can do. Bing, 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 bong. Breaking news. Pause for a second. Shoei Kaisen Kaisha is big sorry. The owners of the Ever Given feel such enormous pressure that they go live on television to make a public apology. We are determined to keep on working hard to resolve the situation as soon as possible. Please do not be mad. In a few years, we'll all have a big laugh about it. Yours sincerely, Mr. Kaisha. Oh,
Imagine him watching this video like, son of a bitch. Why are you doing that shit to me? This is insane.
God, that's the boss of my boss's boss. I'm in so much trouble. Can't do anything about it. All we can do is keep trying to free the ship. So they keep going. And going. Into the night. And on that night, Canterville and El Said had a heart-to-heart. The mood was very somber. Still feeling optimistic, El Said? Of course. Well, it's day 3. How much progress have you seen so far? They're gonna blow us up, aren't they? It's possible. They're gonna freeze us, aren't they? That seems less likely. They might just attach a whole bunch of jet engines and we're gonna get fucked up. That one got debunked.
Look, if this thing never got unstuck, they wouldn't have blew it up. Like, I'm pretty sure they would have, I don't know. They would have, like, slowly, like, disassemble it. Maybe it's really hard to, like, do, but they will find the best ship makers and just basically dismantle it one by one rather than blowing it up. Because that's just fucking stupid. Blowing it up is just insane.
Sorry, I don't mean to take it out on you. It's just, all these guys, they rely on me. The navigator, the helmsman, Gene, and the other ones we never animated. But I'm thinking maybe I should just get on a lifeboat right now and never look back. I could go live on an island somewhere, far, far away from here. Run away.
Become a pirate.
Look at this. Timu neck massager for Sally. I bet she's checking her mailbox every morning. Bulk $6 fingerless gloves for Mr. Poe Box. You want to disappoint him? No.
There is much worse thing here. Extremely worse thing here. GTX 4090. This is 2020, right? GTX 3090. What? Imagine the dread. This is the time where there was no fucking graphics card around. And every shelves were empty. Like, people are scalping. 3090, like, nobody bought 3090s, 3080s because there was none. And imagine somebody actually having this and this shit got stuck. Oh no, what about my graphic card? I don't give a rat's ass of $1 billion. Like, give me my graphic card.
Little Jimmy won't be getting his 20-pack of kitchen tongs this Christmas. And you think that doesn't kill me inside? But we've exhausted every option. There's nothing on Earth that could free this ship. Well, that's where you're right. Look up there, Lil Canthy. El Said points up into the night sky. Los Lunos. Yes, the moon. The son of the night. To the ancient Egyptians, it was a sign of hope. And in a few more nights' time, a prophecy will be fulfilled. The supermoon. I have to show you a kind of boring diagram. I'm so sorry. You see, the moon doesn't just orbit the Earth in a perfectly equidistant circle. It is, in fact, an ellipse. That means there is a point when the moon is the furthest from the Earth, and we call that the apogee. And there's also a point where it's closest to the Earth. That's the perigee. You know when you look into the night sky and the moon seems bigger or smaller than usual? Different distances, innit? Point is, the moon gravities all over the water. And the closer it is, the more it's going to pull. Now, there's another effect as well. If you believe the mainstream media, the Earth is going around the sun like...
It's mostly has to do with the sun, not the moon itself, like with the relation. But yeah, this is not a science thing. Yeah, I was about to bore you with 10-minute science thing, but let's just let it go. People say like, okay, why'd you talk about science? So yeah, maybe another video.
This. And once in a while, it will also align with the sun being on the exact opposite side. Bam. At this point, when everything lines up like so, both the sun and the moon are at max strength pulling on the sea. And they call that the supermoon. And the tidal effects of both combine for an even greater pull. High tide can be even higher than usual, sometimes by up to 1.5 feet. Now, these sorts of moons only happen 3 or 4 times a year. But in 4 days, Big K, we're going to get one. Previously on Boat in Canal. Don't let go! Ha ha ha, my plans have all fallen into place. I thought I knew what being a captain meant. What do you mean, cut the black and blue wire? There's only white and gold! We've got one chance left. The moon. This is just like that Costa
I
Concordia.
love the what is it like Laurel Yanny joke and now black and gold and all that shit. I like how he's bringing back all those things.
Video he did, but way less funny. Over at the Ever Given, things are status quo. But online, there's a bit of a new development. A screenshot of a news article appears. Cargo ship crashes into Suez Canal. Captain involved in incident. But there's a twist. Uh-oh. Is that a woman?
A woman?
Egypt's first female sea captain, Marwa El-Sahar, was being named in this headline as responsible for crashing the Ever Given. And the
Oh my god, how many comments? How many Asmon's chat comment, let's just say. I don't know. He's gonna like immediately jump into this shit. Like, oh, I know who to blame. Okay.
screenshot of this news headline spread all across social media. For Marwa to have screwed up this badly is impressive. Especially considering she's never worked on the Ever Given and is currently hundreds of miles away in Alexandria. But someone online went, first female captain? Grody? Suez blockage? She must have did it.
No, that's not what happened.
Marwa found out.
That's not what happened. He was like, that's what that was. Now let's spread this information and see how people respond. They just wanted to have like, let's just say evil pleasure. That's what that shit was. And people obviously probably jumped into this shit.
About the accusations through a friend and quickly hopped online. I gotta clear my name. Guys, it isn't me! But the online bad guys must have hacked her account, because everything she wrote just came out in squiggles. So Marwa tried to hack back. This code, it's nothing I've ever seen before. They're countering my hack. I'm gonna reroute the hosting. Not if I can help it.
It's
They're in through the firewall. Use IP4. It's better. Now, while we can all agree that a lady captain is very gross and icky, and while we all agree that she should be doing a lady job, like adding rosemary oil to the ballast water, or knitting hand warmers for the steering wheel, it was not fair that she was being falsely accused. And the situation was escalating as the online bad guys started making fake accounts pretending to be her. What was Marwa?
See, social media is such a like Wild West type shit. Like it should never be taken that much seriously. So it shouldn't be seen as accusation. The problem with that is like people take it seriously. So it is an accusation. All this cancel culture, we're like, oh, just I don't even have any evidence, or nobody's even corroborated the story. But I'm gonna accept that and cancel people. That shit is also high. Shit like this is also high. Nobody should take social media seriously. Did it came out from the official channel? Is it part of like official investigation? Like anything, not social media, because people can just bullshit on social media behind a mobile or computer. It's nothing. Like people should not take that seriously. But even today, as I speak, like there's like tons of people on Facebook and on Instagram and shit. Oh, this must be true because I see it. Instagram has started this shit about like AI videos. Oh, bridge collapsed. Then you really look at it, like there's a guy who's like going all squiggly, like what the fuck? That's an AI thing.
Etc. to do against such a coordinated campaign? Well, luckily, a surprise hero to the story. The mainstream media showed up and did a thing.
Don't worry.
Bringing her onto the telly and clearing everything up. Marwa even found some positive in the situation.
Stock footage.
I was really upset at the beginning, but later on I found like the support from all people around me, and that made me feel like more
support?
grateful for what
You
happened.
know, this is so stupid. Oh, people supported me. That shouldn't be a thing. You have nothing to do with this. Why? Why? Support should be, there are two sides. Like, okay, I went through this, people are supporting me. But you have nothing to do with this. Literally, somebody just bullshit online. Like, everybody should be like, okay, this is bullshit. Like, this shouldn't have gone more than 24 hours. This is not a thing that requires, someone to give her support. This should have been debunked instantly. This shit is like, this is so modern time, man. Like, okay.
A lot of the social media posts got taken down. And in the end, it all turned out okay.
Yeah, she got famous probably. There you go.
At least for her. Back to the Evergiven.
Look at how big it is.
The Evergiven has been grounded for 4 long Egyptian days. So tug, tug, tug. Dig, dig, dig. Pull, pull, pull. Fuel is getting low. Everyone is overdue for a break. All right, guys.
Yeah, Egyptian days, like it's when Ra goes through the sky, like his speed is different when it comes to Egyptian people. Like everywhere else is different. When it comes to Egypt, the day is like slightly, slightly different. Everywhere else is like 97 hour, but in Egypt it's 96.
Grab a Red Bull and a little snacky. We'll pick up again soon. But as the engines wind down, the crew can hear something approaching. Who the hell is that? It's Smit Selvage. The Smit team boldly actions onto the scene, looking at the ship very
Tactical
inspectively.
West, why not?
They report their findings to the rescue team. All right, I ain't no boat expert, but if you want a chance of moving this ship, you're going to need to make it a lot lighter, by tens of thousands of tons at least. Is it going to bend and tear? And sink? No, it doesn't look like it's going to do that. But it also doesn't look like it's going anywhere with all of this weight on the back. Okay, we trust you. What's your plan to make the ship lighter? I know a guy. He's got a crane. I'll get it down here. We'll offload all the containers. It'll be brilliant. You're gonna love it. The container thing again? Yeah, how long is that gonna take? Well, to get them down here and to get all the equipment assembled, we're gonna need at least a few weeks. Weeks? Yeah, and to get all the containers off the ship, that might take several months.
Months? No, Mr. President, he didn't say months. He said, monks.
I'm gonna die. Not a president, he didn't say it. Months, all that money. How is country gonna run now? All that money, like America is also like, what the fuck? I'm gonna die as well. What about my money? Europe is having panic attack. Everybody's like, China, India is like, what about all the shit we have? Like, how are we gonna transport that to Europe? Okay. This is next level, man.
Those Shaolin guys, they're very strong. Everything's going according to plan.
A furious Rabbi marches in.
Do you have any idea how much these last few days have cost Egypt already? We've had to sell parts of the Sphinx. Look, the nose is gone. It's looking all messed up. We turned the whole country into an e-commerce site. It used to just be called Gypt. Now it's online. Egypt. Remember Tutankhamun? Now it's Wontonkhamun. Get it? It's a pun. Get it?
Let's move on, says the Smit guy
What
standing in
happened
for
to
the...
internet historian, man? Like, he's always been funny, but in this video, it's just some next level shit, man. He just decided, fuck it, I'm just gonna crack jokes wherever I can.
the audience. Look, this is by far the best option. Yeah, it's slow and laborious, but it's a guaranteed fix. Or you can carry on doing what you're doing now. You're on what, day 4? How's progress so far? Al Sayed wouldn't hear it.
We will continue with the dredging and the tugging. The supermoon will be here soon, and that will save us. You are foolish, Al Sayed.
What the fuck? I love the timing of that shit. He's a technical guy with a spreadsheet and everything. Oh, how your thing going? We're gonna go tug, we're gonna pull. Supermoon is here. Yeah, it's mythology, that's what's gonna save us. I love it. It's timing, man. It's so good. Oh, we have faith in Supermoon. God is with us.
Legend of the supermoon is just a legend.
All right, we're on the same team here. If you insist on keeping the cargo aboard and just tugging, we've got resources to help.
Smit calls in 2 additional tugboats.
And not just big ones. Pretty much the big...
Hold up there. Like, can they use military things? Like, I don't know, like a destroyer or like an aircraft carrier. I'm pretty sure there's French, British aircraft carrier must be there, right? I don't know, like, there must be like Egypt, like they must have something there pulling that. I'm pretty sure like a lot of military navy things like Indian Navy and many other navies were at the strait after this when the, like, you know, that attacks were happening. to defend these cargo ships, right? So don't they have any navy there, like using a big ass, like something like an aircraft carrier or some big thing, using like ropes and literally pull the shit out of it? Like that would fucking work, no? But then again, it could topple it and all the containers might drop, something like that. But yeah, that would have like real oomph to it.
Biggest ones you can get. So Smith and the recovery team have figured out a sort of Plan A and Plan B. Plan A is to pull the Ever Given free by the supermoon, which is only 2 days away. Now, if that doesn't work, they'll have to go to Plan B, which is to offload by crane most of these containers, and that will take months.
Today, if everyone's mad.
Watching on impatiently, tapping their feet and looking at their watches very aggressively, is now a queue of 400 vessels waiting to use the canal. Fresh fruit, thousands of tons, losing its freshness. Medicine, losing its potency.
After this, there is no turning back.
Medicine thing is like, no.
You take the red
pill.
Not to mention,
What happened to the pill? Yeah, we didn't get it. It's a Suez Canal block. It's like, what? Is that in the Matrix? Don't worry about it. Man, this is so good, man. I love it. Like, okay, first of all, like medicines like probably have like longer shelf life, but then again, there are some that needs refrigeration. If they are in that, yeah. And yeah, all the like foods, like how much wastage happened after this? I hope like Internet Restaurant covers that. What happened after this?
livestock.
More than a dozen ships have live animals on board.
Mostly sheep and cattle, lightly sizzling under an
no.
Egyptian sun. The Egyptian government has had to dispatch vets to board these ships to tend to the animals' welfare.
I am a surgeon.
A few
That's a good
days
show, man, that
ago,
one.
when I was a younger man, freight from Asia only cost $8,000 a container. Now it's $12,000. And the impact is being felt by a lot of
50%
larger
increase.
companies. Renault, for example, ran out of some critical components and had to halt assembly at a couple of its plants. Adidas, Nike, IKEA all saw shortages.
Some of our clients are out of their top-selling SKUs already.
And as tankers queue, oil prices are rising.
Let my people go! Through the little waterway, please. And meanwhile, all across the day, the tugs are trying again and again. Move a little more sand, wait for the next high tide, try again. And as this
Okay, can't they do something from the ground? Using tugboats, but it's still in the water, like the force it might be able to generate is not that much. For some heavy equipments like diggers and things, JCBs and things, from the ground trying to pull, wouldn't that be better in a way rather than using tugboats?
marches on with the same futility as day one. Banking on the supermoon looks like a costlier and costlier gamble. All right, enough of this. Said about 100 ships opting instead to go the long route around Africa, accepting the longer traffic time and piratey risk. The supermoon. It's tonight. There's a renewed energy as people scuttle around the area, doing everything they can to prep the ship for the big event.
Yeah,
The
that's how they
excavator
bounce
crew,
like that,
over the
obviously.
course of the week, has expanded to a team of 11, working double, sometimes triple shifts with only 3 hours a day for sleep. Together with the two dredgers, they have moved 30,000 cubic meters of sand and soil. For comparison, this is 1 cubic meter, and this is 30,000 cubic meters. And here is what it looks like next to the Ever Given. That's a lot of sand. Subway sandwich for scale. And it's borne some results. Overnight, they managed to free the rudder from the left bank.
Ooh.
And that's a big deal, because
Weird
this
power.
rudder was acting as a bit of an anchor in the sand. Now free, the stern bobs around with the motion of the water. Great stuff. Meanwhile, the crew is doing everything it can to lighten the weight of the ship. That includes making a second plea for the ballast water to be ejected. Oh please, the Smith guy's already tinkled in there. We just can't do it. It would destroy the ecosystem of Egypt. Please, 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 please. All right. Biodiversity. Let 1,000 algae bloom. Nice work. That'll make the ship 9,000 tons lighter, Kenthy. The water's so bright, I can barely see it coming out of the ship. Here, take these. No. I don't deserve them. Sunglasses are for people who redeem themselves. That's not me. Hold on to them. Just...
You know what I love about this? Internet student knows how like script writing works. You know, like there's stories where shit is happening and there's always like they supplement it with some kind of a drama or some emotional story about someone's relationship. You're like, I don't give a fuck. Let's talk about that thing. But no, they always supplemented. This is that shit here.
In case. Into the evening, the pace keeps up. We see Abdullah excavating away. But really, he's thinking about the moon. Rabbi, he's busy taking video calls. But he finds himself distracted with thoughts of the moon. Even Mr. Kaisha. Is there anything in this world that doesn't remind me of her?
More breaking news from the Suez Canal problem. Ever Giver is stuck in the Suez Canal still. It's been almost a week. A tugboat should be able to move Ever Giver's big ass. This is Nana Star, Nana Star's news channel.
You know what would be so good if that was the official news channel in Japan, wherever like the guys are just watching it, like a whole country just watches that. There you go.
The full moon shone brightly that night, kissing the nape of the canal's neck with its gravity lips. Full tongue. The canal liked it. And spoiling the romance of the moment is a big fleet of tugboats, watching on voyeuristically. They are 17 in total, with just a bit over 1,600 tons of bollard pull. And here's how they're arranged around the Ever Given. Of the four most powerful tugs, 2 go at the front and 2 go at the back. They'll be pulling. Another 6 tugs are put on the flanks. 2 over here, 4 over here. They'll be pushing. The remaining tugs are fueled and ready on the sidelines, waiting for their chance to sub in. Positioned like this, when the word is given, all these ships are going to try and turn the Ever Given anti-clockwise. Looks great, guys! Do you think that this is gonna... I believe in the supermoon. This had better work. The guy with the ruler down by the shoreline yells out, "The tide has hit its peak!" El Sayed commands over the radio. Start main engines. Tension on. Full ahead. The tugs start moving. They carve through the water with ease. The immense power from the tugs meet the resistance of the Ever Given. It was at this point that the narrator said something really poetic. Stuff about the night. About how the ships were like dancers on the water.
It's your job, you're
For
the narrator.
juxtaposition, we cut away to that crab again, which everybody hated. It's like a metaphor if you think about it. The tugs are sliding to the left. They're sliding to the right. It's not working! Diesel fumes fill the air as the tugs keep increasing their power. The water violently foams behind the tugs. Everyone is staring at the back of that ship. Come on. Move.
This goes on for minutes. More minutes. Even more minutes. An hour. 2. 4 hours. By 4:30 a.m., the moon's power is starting to wane and there is very little progress. Don't give up. The tide only goes down so that we can rise once again.
Your moon gambit has cost Egypt dearly, El Sayed.
Shut
Guards,
up, Kyle.
prepare the sarcophagus with the beetles like in the... What the...
Yeah, this could easily be South Park episode. Shut up, Kyle. There you go. Cartman could be doing some shit. Back up.
Saeed, guards, prepare the sarcophagus with the beetles, like in the... What the hell is that? Under the water, all of this tugging has loosened the sand, the soil, the rock. Could it be? The sound of metal tensing and flexing. The ship is beginning to move. It is coming free from the bank. The supermoon gives one last howl.
Yeah, that's how it works.
It worked. They pulled the ship from the bank. At the back, at least. Now, the bow is still wedged in there pretty good. But this is progress.
I mean, there is like an engine, like just like give reverse power. I guess it would work like the ship has enough power to pull itself. That's how it works. So like with tugboats, yeah, you could just basically put all the tugboats behind, you start the engine of the ship and all reverse. Like it would reverse enough. I don't know.
We're halfway to freedom. Keep going. So they did, all morning. "7:30 a.m. The sun is rising. The tugs have been pulling all night. But the most difficult task, freeing the bow of the ship, remains beyond them. Well, I guess even the moon has its limits."
I don't want to hear it, El Said. It wasn't enough. That bow is still stuck. No, Mr. President. They're not saying that the bow is still stuck. They're saying, take a bow. And then something else that rhymes with stuck. I gotta go. They were loading up the missiles for Plan B, as the guys on social media suggested. I lied about the crane thing. This was always the plan, says the Smith guys. You know what, Canterville? I agree. They should just blow us up. What? My career is over now, too. You're the guy who blocked the canal, and I'm the guy who couldn't get it cleared. We've brought instability to the Middle East. But enough, Canterville. I raised your hopes with moon-based promises. But look at the tide. It's low. Low tide. And yet, I am lower still. Canterville looks pensively out the window. And it was at that moment that he had his character arc. He realized that he was the captain, and the captain is always in charge. Shut up, El Said. We shall continue, regardless of the tide. Is that not the Egyptian way? Don't you remember the story, El Said? That every young Egyptian kid is told about the human pyramid? No. Where there's one guy at the bottom who gives up and we all fall down? Heck, it ain't a triangle if you don't try. We need to be strong, together, like a pyramid. It's what Giza would have wanted. You're right, damn it. Thank you, Canterville. That's the most inspirational speech I've ever heard in my life. I'll never lose my faith again. And even though you're kind of the worst captain I've ever seen, you're still the best friend.
Everybody downstairs like, what the fuck are they doing?
So they pressed on all morning, enthusiastically and vigorously tugging away, beating off the fatigue, but to no progress. Okay, everyone, take a break. Copy. We'll have lunch and pick up again in a couple of hours.
Then suddenly, one of the Smith guys comes busting into the room. I've got an idea.
Everybody turns and looks at the Smith guy. All right, well, sorry about the boring diagram, but take a look at this. Remember how we emptied the ballast tanks before?
Yeah, of course.
Ooh, lifting it.
Well, now that the ship is half floating, what if we refilled the ones at the back? On this part of the diagram, where the ship is almost floating. That way, it will sink lower here and allow the bow to sit up even higher on the bank. Canterville gives El Said a knowing nod.
I got this. I know a guy who owes me a favor. Please.
A few hours later, the ballast tanks were filled. And it worked. The bow lifted
ever so slightly.
It's working, it's working.
And it gets better. It's now 2 p.m., and that means high tide. Guys, I've got another technical issue. All right, what is it? It's easier if I show you with a drone. Hold on, let me try again. All right, you can see the ship is lodged at the front. The guys are pulling, but it ain't budging. However, a lot of force is building up here. And what if it were to break free? The sudden release could propel the ship straight across the water with a hell of a lot of momentum. It could span the entire canal and land on the opposite bank, only to run aground again. Worse still, it could pin these small tugs in its wake. Dangerous. To solve this problem, they did a bit of a safety briefing, and they got some rope. 4 ropes, actually, tying the bow of the ship to somewhere on the land. The lines look great, guys. With the contingency in place, the tugs start up again. And about an hour later, at 3:05 p.m., movement. The bow began to shift. Okay, that's definitely moving. This is it. It's working. The ship made a big noise as it accelerated from the bank. And at first, excitement and relief. The bow was coming free.
Ooh,
But remember that concern about the overswing? Well, it's happening. Okay, the only source we found for this part of the story was Bloomberg, but they said that it happened and we wanted to build it. So this recreation is how we imagine it went. The 4 support ropes take strain. Then, snap, one of them breaks. Do you think it's going to hold? I think it's going to hold. Move those tugs out of the way. Snap, another rope breaks.
Captain El Sayed.
It's going to hold. Get your tug out of the way, but it's going to hold. Snap, a 3rd rope breaks. Get out of the way, get out of the way! A single strand is the only thing holding this ship from swinging all the way to the other bank and being stuck.
I mean, one by one is like expending energy, so yeah, it might work. I don't know. Even if the 4th snaps.
Forever. Without even realizing, Canterville grabs El Sayed's hand and squeezes it tight.
It's gonna hold. You're a madman, Canterville. Mad passionate about this canal, and I ain't afraid of nothing. He said very cold-backedly.
The engines shut off. All that could be heard is the squeak of tightening rope and the scream of torsioning metal.
Sacre bleu, said Abdullah.
But it is slowing down.
Of course it did.
It comes to a halt. The final rope held. They really did it.
And the Ever Given rested easy in the middle of the canal.
Al Sayed turns to Canterville. Power up the engines. Let's get your ship moving again. I'm on it, says Canterville. All of the tugboats start honking their horns in celebration.
Cheers can be heard from the main dredger, the Mashour. In fact, they filmed this celebratory video.
You heard them right, Mr. President. We did it. We did it. It's free. I told you. All in a day's work. The president takes his finger off the nuke button. Pack it up, boys.
I can't believe it. All that digging really must have made a difference. Oh. Good. Everybody hated that crab.
We did it, Gene. We did it.
Gene? Where are you? Captain, who are you talking to? Gene! Captain, there's no Gene on board. Wait a minute.
No, it's impossible. Gene Wade. Thank you. I'll always remember you, Cantherville.
Fuck is this?
And so the canal was clear once again, and chop chop. You still got work to do. By 8 p.m., the workday had not finished for the Suez Canal Authority. There's still a backlog of 400 ships waiting to go through the canal. So Rabbi stands in front of microphones and says, "The canal will be operating around the clock until the queue is cleared." And within a few days, it returned to normal. It was a big accomplishment. Many industry experts thought it would take several months to free the Ever Given, but the crisis was resolved within a mere week.
Yeah, there's a bigger issue, so if it can happen once, it can happen again. What if this shit happens again? Right? Like, block the canal again, and what if it, like, lodged even harder, or, like, topple over even, like... It would backlog the fucking thing for weeks and months. Egypt needs to think about, like, widening the canal if they can. Digging slowly, one by one, I don't know. They have to do that, so even if ship can get stuck just by, going sideways.
Prepare the sarcophagus for the doubters. Even Egypt's president came out and said, "Good job, everybody. You know what? Pizza lunch." And the Suez Canal Authority held a ceremony in honor of the workers who helped to free the ship. And they also made this monument, which you can see on Google Maps.
Ooh. What's the... what the fuck?
Monument, which you can see.
It's always a fun stuff, right? Like, I don't get it. Why did they make a monument for this event? No lives was lost. Okay, there you go. I guess when it comes to loss of anything, like monetary loss isn't a loss, sure. Yeah.
On Google Maps.
Why can
But the story doesn't end here. A quick note on the helmsman's penis. Now you, me, and everyone in the press saw that VDR data.
Fragwürdigen Penismanöver genutzt.
But despite how realistic and to scale it was not deliberate. Yes, sheer coincidence. If you watch the VDR data, he really is just dodging the ships, and that's the shape that the path took.
What?
So he didn't get in any trouble.
Is this nature's massive middle finger before the ship got, beached like that? Again, how insane this is, man. How insane this is. Like, it just naturally just became this finger thing. Like, okay, sure. And just like, then it's basically beached. Like, this is like, I don't know. Again, like, how would this be like? I mean, he must have known something like this. Like, maybe they could have taken some other route, but deliberately took this when the ships were coming close. I don't know. Because otherwise, it's just like, this is an insane coincidence.
The end.
Well,
Alright, I suppose one more smaller detail. Now that the Ever Given is free, what's going to happen to it? And what's going to happen to the crew? Well, the Ever Given was tugged over to Great Bitter Lake, where they determined that the ship was seaworthy and not in any urgent need of repair. But it's also going to be impounded. Oh no. Hey, there's, police boats outside. Why? What did you do? This ship and its crew is now subject to the indefinite detention by the authority of the Egyptian government. Until you pay us, the Ever Given may not leave, says the Suez Canal Authority. Yes, we will be holding on to the Ever Given. It's our view that there was no wrongdoing on the part of the Suez Canal Authority, or its two pilots, and it was all the crew of the Ever Given, so their ship will be held until the parent company agrees to rightfully pay us for all of the costs incurred. Ruh-roh. Now here's where things get very complicated, and there is a lot of legal mumbo-jumbo.
Yeah, I was about to say that, like, can they just hold hostage this thing with goods that they don't... It's not their goods. It's not their ship. Can they hold it hostage like that? Like, isn't that like a big problematic? And also, like, I'm pretty sure they allow the two captains to be on the ship. So when the shit like this happen, they can't just blame the the captain and the company itself. Because otherwise, it just becomes that thing. Like, every time shit happens, and they just capture the ship. that becomes like a kind of like shady shit, right? So that was one of the reasons like they probably allowed two captains. So at the global scale, companies are like, okay, your people was on it too, so it's your fault as well. You can't hold the ship type of way. So blame is equal type of way. I don't know. Otherwise, why would they require you to have their two captains on board?
But the crux is this. The Suez Canal Authority says, "Dear Ever Given owners, you owe us $900 million. And Shoei Kisen Kaisha says, no way. How many yen is that? No way. So by April 13th, some of the crew was allowed to leave, but a lot of them have to stay. And there's a certain nervousness in the air. Large legal battles can go on for a while, and there was already a bad example of this just a few dozen kilometers away. The MV Aman.
Huh?
The MV Aman is a much smaller vessel, and it has been abandoned for years, detained by the Egyptian government in 2017 for expired safety equipment. Now, they were told to replace the equipment and pay a fine. However, there was no one to replace the safety equipment or to pay the fine because the shipping company went broke.
$900 dues.
So they just abandoned the vessel. There was no way for the legal situation to advance. And that meant that
What are you talking about? Like, whatever, even if they went broke, it's a fucking ship. It costs decent amount of money. Like, they can just sell the ship to, like, take the money back. So, paying for safety equipment is like pennies compared to it. Why would they abandon the ship? Even if they went broke, like, they have this asset they can sell off and make up the money.
There's no way for the ship to be released. Most of the crew had to stay on the ship, and they would keep them there for more than a little while. 13 months.
That's
before a
insane.
judge finally decided, all right, look, just leave the keys with one guy. We'll call him the custodian, and everybody else can go home. Now, that custodian was a Syrian man named Muhammad Aisha. Look, he's holding the keys. He's holding the keys. You have to stay on the ship now. Everybody else got to leave, but he had to stay. On top of the 13 months he'd already been there, he spent the next 3 years aboard the ship. Quickly, the ship ran out of fuel, which meant it ran out of power,
That's
which meant
stupid,
it
man.
ran out of running.
Okay, this shit is insane, man. Like, this is hostage level shit. Look, if you're gonna allow your canal to be used for like international purposes, then you need to give certain things to and certain rights to it, and people and crewmen, right? This is like granting somebody tourist visa, and then suddenly when they go there for whatever bullshit reason, just capturing them and not letting them go back to their home. Whenever you give travel visa, you give them certain like rights, like we'll allow you to go back type of way. This is equivalent of things. Like if she comes here, like whatever BS, like you can't keep a human there for years and detain them. That's next level shit. I'm surprised countries don't get pissed off. Like I get it, like it's your Suez Canal, but you can't do this shit. I don't know. I guess this is like at a level where people don't give a shit about, so nobody talks about it type of way. I don't know. This is insane.
Water. No refrigeration either. Food ran out. Every few days, Mr. Aisha would be allowed to swim onto the shore.
This is bullshit. Detain the ship. Why the man? At least let him like be on the shore, at least in your custody in Egypt, rather than on the boat.
To get food, water, charge his phone, but he was only permitted for about 2 hours until they would tell him to scoot. Would this be the same fate for the Ever Given crew? They did not know. But we do, so let me tell you. A few more weeks passed, and the negotiations continued. You guys had those 2 bickering pilots. Yeah, but the captain's always in charge. Sorry, who didn't arrange for tugboats while we were going through the canal? Oh, that was you guys. I'm gonna put 20,000 containers on one of the largest ships in the world and go double the speed limit, then complain about tugboats. But eventually, they all got together in a big room, and they went, I'm sorry about all those things I said and those emails I sent. I didn't mean it. I was tough on you as well. They embraced. They made amends.
They made love. And they agreed, all right, you can keep using the canal, but sometimes we get to go fishing on the boat. That's fair. That's tough, but that's fair. They shook on it. It was an Egyptian handshake. They do the thing with the elbow. There was a mummy.
All right. Indian students banned in Egypt now.
This story sucks. By September, the crew was allowed to return home. They only got MV Amand a little bit. And that guy on the MV Amand, he got to go home too. Why not? Get out of here, you scamp.
Yeah. Bullshit. If ever given thing didn't happen, nobody's eye would have been on that ship, and the pressure wouldn't be to let him go. So if none of this happened, that guy would still be there. So this is literally the case of like, if not enough people notice, who gives a fuck? Screw him. I don't know, man. This like somebody needs to look over this. Like, okay, if you're gonna let people like for money, let people pass through your thing, this is literally a service you're providing. At that time, like certain blame also comes on you, right? This is like if you go to a mall and you accidentally break something, they just grab you and detain you there. Like they don't have the fucking authority. They can like scream at you. They try to like go to your country and government and try to sue you. Sure. You can't detain the person like that on the ship. Not even let him go on like land. Okay, we're going to detain the ship, but not the man. This like detaining man like that is just insane.
The Ever Given made its delivery to Rotterdam. They did it! All the cargo is here!
Yeah, right.
Although, it wouldn't hurt to check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Canterville continued his career in shipping. It wasn't the end. Maybe just one more for the road? It's a great time to be a cargo ship captain. I can tell you that much. Al Said returned the Lunexicon back to the Sphinx. Thank you, old friend. And the Ever Given had some minor repairs done to the bow over in Qingdao Port in China. And then she was ready to set sail again. The Ever Given was released back into the wild. It sailed into the sunset. Ever since then, global trade has improved. Prices have gone down.
Yeah.
The economy flourished once
The cure
again.
cancer.
Food returned to the supermarkets. Mothers clutched their babes. A litter of puppies.
Why not?
And peace was finally restored.
Yeah, nothing happened after this. The world was at peace. Nothing happened after this. Nothing. World is fine. It's not like decades of peace just went broke in every single timeline. From Middle East to Russia, Ukraine, India, Pakistan. None of that shit happened. Right? Even like, yeah.
To the Middle East. Forever. The end. Thanks again to Saily, the easy way to get data on your phone when...
There you go. Video's finally over. And this was like a good video. Like, I don't want to compare this to other internet student video. Like, what does that even mean? I don't know. Like, there are like better... To me, Fallout 76 and Good Name No Man's Sky is like peak. Cost of Concordia was awesome. But this is still like that level of video. And I like these jokes. Like, jokes were intensified in this one. Who gives... Like, he doesn't give an F type of video. Jokes allowed that. Alright. Right, well, if you like my next one, don't forget to subscribe and I'll see you next time.